All right, I think we should be live right now. Hopefully you can all see me and hear me. So let's see. This is coming. Let me make sure this audio is coming out. I can't hear no audio. You guys can hear me, right? Just make sure I put my headset on. See if I have any audio coming out. Are you guys getting audio at all or no? Is there? I don't hear any audio. It's probably because I have my speakers enabled. Yeah, that's why. Instead of my headset. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can hear myself now. Okay. That is great. All right. Hear and see clearly, bro. Though it's 480p. That's weird. Because you should be able to automatically enable it to 720p. Maybe you want to try refreshing it, Usama. Maybe you want to try refreshing it. Because for me it shows 720p. So yeah. All right, so let me go ahead and tweet this out on Twitter right now. That we are currently going to go live for Tokyo Ghoul Re. So just give me a second, guys and gals. Tokyo Ghoul. Whoops. Tokyo Ghoul Re live reaction. Chapters. Whoops. 176 through 178 now. That's what we're doing, right? We're doing 170. Yes, 176 to 178. All right. So come on by. Today we are going to get caught up with Tokyo Ghoul because I know that apparently there's actually one more chapter of Tokyo Ghoul Re left. Which I guess is going to be chapter 179, apparently, from what I've heard. So yeah, and I'm sorry that I have been kind of like lazy when it comes down to getting these videos out. I am deeply apologetic for that. I've just been. There's really no excuse. I mean, school's over. I should have been on this earlier, so forgive me on that factor. But you know what? We're here right now. We're here right now, and we are ready to experience the Tokyo Ghoul Re greatness once again. Hopefully, these chapters are going to be greatness because I've actually heard kind of mixed opinions about these chapters. I don't know what's contained within these chapters, but I've heard mixed opinions on the chapters themselves. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hey, we got Andrew in here. What's going on, Andrew? By the way, Black Clover has changed, man. And Kingdom hype, by the way. Chin is definitely getting in there, as you saw. That's the thing. I also need to get on Kingdom. I need to get on Kingdom. Hopefully later this week, this weekend, I can get on Kingdom as well. So, hopefully we get more people in here for an overall discussion. But if you guys follow me on Twitter, don't forget to support your boy by retweeting the tweet that I just sent out on the Twitter. And hopefully we can get, some more people in here for an overall discussion on Tokyo Ghoul Re. The chapters are rushed, very rushed. That's what Andrew says. Okay, I'm interested now. I'll make my final judgment if they are rushed or not. But apparently, yeah, I've heard from quite a few people that the last few chapters have been kind of rushed, and that's not really a good thing because, yeah. What was I saying? I just kind of like lost my train of thought. Yeah, I've heard the coming chapters are kind of like the rush, but that's kind of to be expected when it comes down to, a certain series, not like as a story that's as big as Tokyo Ghoul Re that has a lot of complexity behind it. It's kind of hard to get all questions answered and to exactly get a concrete ending going, But I'm gonna make my final chapter. Judgment when it finally drops. So let's go rush, but I don't really get here. Okay, though in general. Usama, why are you bleeding? You might want to go ahead and stitch that up, man. Put on some band-aids and stuff like that. That's not good. We got Matt in here as well. But yeah, I'm gonna get started with the chapter already. I'm not gonna waste any more time. We're gonna get started right now. So how we usually do these chapters is that I'm gonna go ahead and read through them. I'll read them chapter by chapter, give my overall thoughts at the end of the chapter, look at the chat occasionally, and then we'll give an overall discussion of what I thought about these 3 chapters. So we're gonna start on chapter 176. The title is called Loss or Lose. Okay, or no, yeah, excuse me, Lose, not Loss. We got a picture of Kaneki right here on the cover. Let's see, 35 million copies of the world. Thank you, my beloved tragedy that I am not a part of. Production of the 2nd season of the. All right, so yeah, this is just promotional advertisement and whatnot. A shocking climax catching the world's attention. Countdown to the last 3 chapters. Yep. So we're gonna be reading this one, 177 and 178, and then I believe I think the last chapter is in fact going to be 179. I don't think it's 178. So yeah, I think it's 179. But you guys can correct me if I'm wrong on that in the comments down below. In the last chapter, though, we finished off with what exactly went down. There was that whole confrontation that Kaneki and Furuta were having. At the very end, we saw Eto appear. Yeah, that's right. And then Nanki. That's right. Okay. I remember now. I remember what happened. Okay, so yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen with that. Season 2 of the anime has been greenlit. Next week, the Sugiyama family exterminate. Okay, this is just talk about the anime. Let me skip ahead of that. All right, so this chapter officially begins on page 5. Page 5. Page 5. All right. So let's go ahead and get started on chapter 176. When did all this become for naught? I've had thoughts like that ever since I was little. Living, dying, creating, consuming. All right, so this is Furuta talking. It's worthless. It's meaningless. Everything is pointless. What formed Furuta Nomura into who he is? That's the thing. We never really got an exact clarification as to why he is doing the certain things that he is doing. So hopefully this chapter explains that. You, your wife, your kid, your friends, your enemies, eventually they'll all die, like everyone is bound to. This world is just like a toy box. If all of you do is play around, time will come in and say, okay, that's enough. Once the box is closed, you can never open it again. Back then, I thought that I destroy everything. You're a pity too, Associate Special Class, continuing to struggle in a worthless world like this, coming to a place like this all alone. If you hadn't met Rize back then, you wouldn't have had to play this role, and things would have just ended there. Of course, if he hadn't met Rize back then, he wouldn't be in the certain situation that he is, but unfortunately, he is in this situation. Right? Furuta-san, I was the type of person you could find anywhere, just a human who liked reading. But after that date with Rize-san, I was cut off from the human world. That's when everything began to change. And we got like this flower right here. You know, the flower symbolism in Tokyo Ghoul. I don't know what type of flower that is right there, but I mean, hey, there's flower symbolism, so that's symbolizing something, man. I know somebody's probably going to go ahead and analyze this chapter right now. Someone's probably already have, you know. But anyway, there were times when my life was being targeted. Times when I was hurt in incredibly gruesome ways. Times when I lost so much without accomplishing a thing. But I found a new place that I could belong. Comrades I can call friends. People I can call my teachers. People I love. Even though I've had, even though I've made so many mistakes, even though I've been hurt so many times, I don't believe that it was all in vain. So even if I could have known everything that was to befall me in the future, I still would have gone to meet Rize-san that day. I needed all those things to happen to me. This world isn't wrong. It just is. I think I actually remember Kaneki didn't Kaneki or maybe one of the other characters in Tokyo Ghoul. Either it was in Tokyo Ghoul Re or it was back in the original Tokyo Ghoul. I could be completely wrong on this, however, but these words really they seem to come back at you. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Like I believe Kaneki, or at least one character within the series of Tokyo Ghoul, has said something like this before. Like, this world isn't wrong; it is just. It is the way it is. I'm trying to remember if it was in fact Tokyo Ghoul, or if I'm thinking of another sort of series, but this dialogue right here is very familiar to me. I'm just trying to think of the parallel, but I can't think of the life of me right now. But that dialogue right there, it seems like it definitely has appeared before in the series. So I'm going to continue on. Anyway, got a little off topic there. Even if the day you mentioned does come, and it all ends up being for nothing, I'll keep on struggling like I did today, Furuta-san. Guess you're the only one I'll never understand. Am I gonna die underground in this dark, in the dark like this? Seriously, fuck this world. Hey, Associate Special Class. If I said to you I wanted to live a normal life, you'd laugh, wouldn't you? Ooh. For that face of Furuta. Ooh. No. Dang. Okay, I'm liking the choice of dialogue. I'm liking the choice of dialogue. I don't know how the rest of everyone felt about the chapter 176, but so far I'm actually digging it. So I'm gonna continue on, but it's not over yet. So we'll see what happens. Furuta's pinned to the ground. Furuta's seeing his childhood. Okay, so we're getting a little flashback right here. Oh, okay, that must be the younger him playing with Rize, I'm assuming. Hey, wait. Yeah. Hey, Rize, yeah? I just want us to stay like this, even if we become old geezers. I don't want to be a granny, Nomura. Really? But it'll be fun, I promise. Yeah. It definitely will. Oh. What is that? Page 16, there's just like a white line. Is that like supposed to symbolize like the thread of a bond that they had? And probably the next page is going to be like that thread is not broken or something like that. Or maybe, I don't know. Kind of like if anybody remembers like the spider's web, that story. I don't know if this is like a reference to that, but this is literally just a black page with a white line across. So I don't know if that's supposed to symbolize like a strand, or something like that, like literally, a bond between Rize and Furuta that they had. Because this is definitely a Furuta focused chapter. So yeah. Let me see what else. We're almost done with this chapter, by the way. So I'm gonna look at the comments really soon. Beep 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 beep. That's the radio. Neki-san, Ki-san, Kimi-san. Oh, thank God. The RC gauge over there right now is receiving data. No doubt about it. The toxic oviduct is just ahead. There's a nucleus in the oviduct. The toxins should stop being produced once you remove the nucleus. Got it. And Kaneki-san. Oh, what is that? And when I reunite with tragedy. Whoa, what? Hold on. What is that? Is that Wait, this is... Oh, whoa. Did I skip something? Yeah, I did skip something. There was a double page right there. Okay, so... And Kaneki-san, please come back at all cost. So he's climbing up here. I guess he's literally leaving Furuta. And then this thing comes out of nowhere. What is that? I don't know who that... It looks like there's a figure in the distance. And then you see this big fucking... Oh, shit. Yo, that teeth, though. This thing looks huge. But it looks like there's a figure in the distance. I don't know what that... It could be Rize? I don't know. But the last 3 chapters, at last. And then I reunite with tragedy. Okay, so this is definitely foreshadowing something. So later down the line. All right, so that was an interesting chapter. That was 176. Relatively quick chapter, which is good. You know, had a good dialogue and it had good artwork in it. I liked on how the way it presented itself. I did like the dialogue. The dialogue was pretty nice, and we learned a little bit more about Furuta. Now, let me go back to page 176 really quick. Let me look at the comments, because I know you guys are probably wondering. I'm not looking at the comments right now, you know. So, just retweeted it. Oh, thank you, Andrew. Thank you. It's the same flower we've seen many times in the series, at least wonder what it symbolizes. There's even that butterfly. Well, there's been various references to various flowers in the Tokyo Ghoul series, so that's why I'm just trying to pinpoint which exactly one it is. But yo, it's Mikami. Oh, yo, what's going on, Mikami? I see that you changed your name, so now it's Nekomi. Nekomi. I like that name. I graduated my senior year a few weeks ago. Oh, yo, congrats to you. Good job. God bless Jason is aiding in the molding of Kaneki's character. I mean, in a sense, yeah. This chapter was good, just that some people found a few bits cringy. I got you. I can't believe that the next chapter will be the end. I've heard that it'll be extra long or something. Hopefully. Oh, I think I just spilled something. Let me get a towel. Spilt a little water, but that's fine. Okay. Anyway, but let's see. I can't believe that the next chapter will be the end. I heard that it's going to be an extra long chapter or something. You know what? That might be the case. I mean, it's going to be the final chapter of Tokyo Ghoul Re, and for all we know, it could even end with an announcement of part 3. You know, but I don't really know. I mean, there's the rumors that Tokyo Ghoul Re is going to get a part 3, but at the same time, we really have no idea. So, but I don't know. How many of you? I got a question for all of you. How are you guys looking forward for the future of Tokyo Ghoul Re? Do you want Tokyo Ghoul to like end as it is right now? You know, or do you think there is still a whole lot that needs to be explained, that we absolutely need a part 3 of Tokyo Ghoul? Let me know in the chat. Nekomi is like, I'm not ready. Furuta's flatline problem. Ishida has been doing double pages that are just weird black film art recently, or something that literally are pretty much. Well, the way Ishida kind of draws and writes and whatnot, it's kind of abstract in the sense, but the way on how he presents it represents something. So it's literally not something that he just like threw in there, you know. Because personally, how I seen this, because I seen, you know, the whole black line, or excuse me, you know, the black pages with like a white thread. I've seen stuff like that before in literature, and that definitely stands for something. And what I'm looking at right here, I don't know if that could be Furuta at the very end, but before we get to the ending of this chapter, we get a flashback of Furuta and Rize as children. They're talking to each other, and then you have older Furuta right here, and he goes like, yeah, it definitely will be a life worth lived, or something like that. He says, I don't want to be a granny, Nomura. Really? But it'll be fun, I promise. Older Furuta sees this. He sees his younger self playing with Rize. He's like, yeah, it definitely will. So he's reminiscing of the past, necessarily, before his final moments of death, I'm assuming. Because, I mean, Furuta is probably going to die. I mean, he's literally losing a lot of blood. Kaneki pinned him up against the wall. Kaneki left him. So this is probably the end of Furuta right here as we know it. And then on page 16 is where we see the black page with the white line. And what I'm just assuming is this is kind of like a reference of the spider's thread, or whatever, like the bond of fate, or, you know, just the bond of two individuals in general. And then when you click that next page, we see Kaneki leaving, and then this big thing just appears out of nowhere. Now, we don't know if this is in fact Furuta, you know, like he's just, you know, before his death, he just totally loses control, and this is Furuta right here, or if this is in fact Rize. But, you know, I still got 2 more chapters to read. So Yeah, but I'm just making assumptions and theorizing before I read the chapters. But yeah, in my personal opinion, there's always a reason why Sui Ishida, draws and illustrates the things the way he does. It means something. It's not something that he just like kind of like threw in there. It might seem like nothing at first, but if you look deeper into it, you can start pinpointing certain aspects. So that's how I feel about the whole situation. Someone said, I don't want more, but a spinoff would be great. I think it's finished. It is finished. No part 3. Okay. There should be more because there are more plots and subplots that aren't explained in my opinion. Okay. Yeah, a spinoff is more likely to happen. Okay. I get what you're saying. So kind of like, for example, like maybe like, how Boku no Hero Academia has Vigilantes, that spinoff manga. That's kind of like a prequel, and serves, a little bit more explanations into the universe of Boku no Hero Academia. Maybe if we get something like that, yeah, I could definitely see that. If it's not a continuation, it's most likely going to be a spinoff. And if it serves, if it's canon and it serves the purpose of expanding the world of Tokyo Ghoul, then yeah, that would definitely be pretty cool. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into chapter 177 now. Because I think I talked a pretty good amount on chapter 176 now. So let's head into chapter 177. So follow along with me. This title of the chapter is called Outcome. And we're going to start on this chapter on page 1. All right, so let's see. If you were to write a story with me as the protagonist. Okay, so this is okay. Right there. That's a definite parallel from the beginning chapter. From the beginning chapter of Tokyo Ghoul. Not Tokyo Ghoul Re, the original series. If you were to write a story with me as the protagonist, it would most certainly be a tragedy. Yep. Mm-hmm. And now the tale is being spun. Okay, so this is, I'm assuming this might be Kaneki's final stand. And what we got in chapter 176 when they said, Kaneki, whatever you do, you must come back. So that kind of foreshadows that we could, this is probably going to show Kaneki's death right here. Which honestly, I would be fine with. I know a lot of people, they're kind of in the middle when it comes to seeing Kaneki dead. Some people want him and Toka to live like a good life and what have you and whatnot, but Tokyo Ghoul has always been a tragedy series. It was explained from the very beginning, and Sui Ishida, that just the way on how he writes. And whether you like it or not, guys, not just in manga, okay, but when it comes to the genre of tragedy itself in literature, the protagonist 99% of the time dies. So, I would personally be fine with this because this was essentially the original setup for Tokyo Ghoul. If Kaneki was to die, I would actually be if Kaneki was to live, I would actually be very surprised. I would be very surprised. If anything, I want at least a bittersweet ending when it comes to Tokyo Ghoul. But that's just me personally. I don't know how you guys feel on that, but that's just me personally. All right, so let me go ahead and continue on with this chapter. All right, so we skipped page 2 because that was kind of just like a promotional thing, and then now we're on page 3. So technically, this is the second page of the chapter. So let's dive straight into it. Let's see. Let's go. 177. Yes, Jack, what's going on? I think Kaneki will die in the end because there were light novels where he actually died, but I'm not sure if this is canon or not. Okay. I heard about the light novels. I haven't read them. I know that they provide a little bit more into the lore of Tokyo Ghoul, but they said that he died. That's interesting. I'm interested in that. That's weird. Love that line from the end of Tokyo Ghoul's chapter 1. Hell yeah, man. If Kaneki died, then maybe Hide can be the uncle for Toka's child. Yeah, or the Godfather or something like that, All right, so page 3 is technically where we're on, but this is the second page of chapter 177. So anyway, no, that's not right. It'd be the same for other people. He, the protagonist of a novel. She, the leading actress of a movie. All living people. Yo, look at the. I like the artwork. I'm not gonna lie. I like the artwork with these things. These things remind me straight out of something that I've seen in a video game, like a boss or something like that. And they kind of look like something like from Berserk too. I really do like the artwork, but this looks like something from a video game. I just can't put my name on it. Anyway, everyone is the protagonist of their own tragedy. I like that line. I like that line, actually. Everyone is the protagonist of their own tragedy. That is very true. That is, oh my God. I actually really like that dialogue. I'm not going to lie. Anyway, everyone steals. Everyone is stolen from. That's all they can do. That's everything to us. Rize-san. Okay, so Rize-san. Let's see. Steal and be stolen from. This is, oh my God, this might be Kaneki's last stand. Holy shit. H6. Yo, these things are coming at him, boy. Seize and be seized. This is hardly any dialogue right here, so I'm breezing through this chapter right now. Obey. Dang. Ooh, yo, he got socked. Obey and be obeyed. Do and be done unto. Repeating the good and bad over and over. We're only fighting so we don't lose. Kaneki's wobbling. He's panting. He's panting. Holy crap. Look at all these things. But even so, my loved ones and my... Oh, shit. My loved ones in my home will surely disappear. Oh, man. Kaneki's got to get eaten alive by this. Holy shit. What? Seize and be seized. Obey and be obeyed. Do and be done unto. Repeating the good and bad over and over. We're only fighting so we don't lose. But even so, my loved ones and my home will surely disappear. We will surely be forgotten. Oh. Oh, damn. Yo. Oh, man. You got all these fucking things going at Kaneki. Living is sorrowful. Empty. Yo. Holy. Oh, shit. What? Oh, my God. Yo. He is going to be eaten. Oh, my God. Oh, did they just chomp on him? Did they just chomp on Kaneki? Oh my God. Yo. Dude, they just chomped on Kaneki. Oh, man. Hold up. But despite that. Oh, wait. Hold up. Hold up. I ended up wishing to be unsightly. Is this like his angel form or whatnot? Knowing that I'll lose someday. Knowing I'll disappear someday. I ended up wishing to be unsightly. And wishing to be beautiful. I mean, this is like his angelic form right here. Like the definition of his last form of what he can muster out of his ghoul-like powers. Then I think it over. Which one will I choose? I will choose this. Oh, wait. Whoa. Okay, hold up. Did we just make it to the Oviduct? Did we just make it to Rize? Oh, wait a minute. Yo. Hold up. Hold up. This thing, I guess where Rize is at. Yeah, that is Rize. Yeah, that is Rize. If you look at this thing, it's a flower. If you look at the cocoon that Rize is coming out of, necessarily, it's a flower. That actually could be the reference to what was in chapter 176 with that flower. Holy shit. Yeah, this is a legitimate flower. You see the stem, you see the bud, you see the petals. Yeah, this is a legitimate flower. I will choose this. I will keep choosing this. This will keep being chosen. That's all. I'm sorry. I'm going to kill you, Rize-san. That's all it is. Whew. All right. All right. So Kaneki is going to kill Rize, which is what essentially is what he has to do in order to put a stop to everything that is rampaging out in Tokyo right now, because Rize is the cause of all this. Not of her own will, though, but Jesus. All right, let's continue. Thank you. Oh, damn, you didn't even show us. You just freaking showed us a fucking pool of blood. Oh, damn. Okay. The person who made me who I am. Next chapter. We're finally at the last 2 chapters. Wow, okay. Wow. All right. That was one hell of a chapter. A lot of action, but we had pretty good dialogue scenes, I would say. I like the dialogue that was being used in this chapter. I'm going to briefly just read through this again. I'm not going to spend too much time. I'm just going to briefly read through the dialogue again because I just want to fully try to grasp as to what Kaneki was pinpointing here. So if you were to write a story with me as the protagonist, it would most certainly be a tragedy. And now that tale is being spun. No, that's not right. I'd be the same for other people. He, the protagonist of a novel. She, the leading actress of a movie. All living people, everyone is the protagonist of their own tragedy, which is very true. Everyone is the protagonist to their own life. Everyone is the protagonist to the course of their life, their actions. So everyone steals. Everyone is stolen from. That's all they can do. That's everyone. That's everything to us. Rize-san. Steal and be stolen from. Seize and be seized, obey and be obeyed, do and be done unto. Repeating the good and bad over and over, we're only fighting so we don't lose. But even so, my loved ones and my home will surely disappear. We will surely be forgotten. Living is sorrowful, empty. Jeez. These last 2 pages right here. But despite that, I ended up wishing to be, despite that, knowing I'll disappear someday, knowing that I'll lose someday, I ended up wishing to be unsightly and wishing to be beautiful. Then I think it over. Which one will I choose? I will choose this. And then this is, the flower bud where Rize is sprouting from. I will keep choosing this. This will keep being chosen. That's all. I'm sorry. That's all it is. I'm going to kill you, Rize. I'm going to kill you, Rize-san. Jeez. Thank you. So Kaneki is literally saying right here at the very end, despite every obstacle that he has come across, within his life, within the course of the actions, that even though that one moment in which he met Rize-san, this is how I'm interpreting it anyway. That one moment in which he met Rize-san, that obviously changed the course of his whole life, which is why we have that parallel going all the way back to chapter 1 of Tokyo Ghoul, the ending of the Tokyo Ghoul first chapter. He is literally stating right here that despite all the hardships and everything that he's come across, that he's had to abandon his human life and what have you, despite all of this, he was able to actually develop friends, family, etc. There was good in all this, despite as much tragedy that he has faced, there has been some good in all this. So the only thing that he can simply say to Rize is thank you. So he's actually accepting, Kaneki's actually accepting the fact that, despite the life that he now lives, he accepts his life. You know, he's like, and that's kind of like what has been happening within the rest of the chapters of Tokyo Ghoul. You know, we seen Kaneki go from this very emotional boy, not wanting to be a ghoul, not wanting to anything to do with a ghoul. You know, he's wanted to die several times. You know, he went through several stages within his personality, and then, and honestly, he was abandoning. He wanted to abandon his identity, the life of a ghoul, and just be done with it. But now this is where we actually see Kaneki accepting his fate, and this is where he tells Rize front up that I accepted the life that you've given me. You've actually given me some life to live for. Thank you. So that's how at least I'm perceiving this chapter at the very least. So I don't know about your opinion. I mean, this could be interpreted in several ways. I mean, that's just how these chapters of Tokyo Ghoul Re are. But I think that this was a good chapter. I think 177 was a pretty good chapter, personally. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm going to look at the chat right now, so let me know your thoughts. By the way, Professor Anime, you can call me Neko if Nekomi is too much to say. Oh, okay, that's fine. I'll call you Neko. I mean, I have no problem calling you Nekomi, but if you want me to call Neko, then you know what? That makes it easier for me. No problem. Matt says, I would like a part. Okay, no, I read all this already. Okay, so I think Kaneki will die in the end because I read that already. Let me see. Kaneki's lines are awesome. I do like Kaneki's lines. I do. One of us. Some people colored in that reason. You can see a 0 on her chest, maybe even 2 0. Okay, so it like zeros. I think I see what you're talking about. So it's more so at her neck, but I think that's just more so like a design. Yeah, that's just more so like a design right there. I think. It's coming first circle. It started with Rize and it ends with Rize. And pretty much, Matt, that is a very good statement that you made. It's coming for full circle. It started with Rize and it's going to end with Rize. But in this time, Kaneki is killing Rize. In the beginning of Tokyo Ghoul, Rize technically killed not like in the actual sense because Kaneki did survive the attack, but Rize killed his humanity, his human life, and then that's when we see, everything spiral out of control with Kaneki's life because now he's living, a double life. He's living the life of a ghoul. He's had to abandon his human life. So that's my analogy right there. Possibly just 1, but it may be even 8. Destiny arrives next week. Yes. Are you talking about the chapter? Yes. But just sideways, I'm maybe reading too hard into it. Or maybe you're not, and Nishida is hinting something. There's a possibility. So many hints of plots. I swear, Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul Re plots is like that one meme where the detective guy places red threads over maps and stuff. I mean, essentially, yeah. I mean, all you can really do when it comes to any series that is kind of complex in its story, like Tokyo Ghoul is, there is going to be, there's going to be some retcons, there's going to be some things that don't get really fully explained. But I think that it's kind of more enjoyable to the, the viewer or the reader who's reading this, to try to theorize and see, how the story develops from then on. It makes the reading experience a little bit more enjoyable, in my personal opinion. But at the very least, when you get to the conclusion of a story, you need to explain to your audience on how this story ends. And that is explaining loose ties. So that's all I'm really hoping for when it comes to Tokyo Ghoul. So, like, right now, we're just seeing, like, basically the downfall of Kaneki. Yet again, right? But this is something that was from the get-go that Ishida wanted to do from the get-go. He based this off the tragedy series. He literally based this series off the Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka, which if you guys haven't read yet, you should definitely read it because it's a short story. It's fucking really good too. So, And you can kind of see the connections with that story, as well as old literature books as well that get referenced in Tokyo Ghoul as well. But yeah, there's a lot of subplots in Tokyo Ghoul where it's just like, whoa, so much shit is going on that, how do I keep up with this? So Kaneki journey started with reason, then it should end with reason. Yep. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read the next chapter, which I guess is going to be the last chapter for this stream at the very least. Not the very last chapter. That's going to be next week, I'm assuming. So yeah, like who stated that? Noe Yara, I think that's how you pronounce the name. Hopefully I got that right. But yeah, next week will definitely be the last chapter of Tokyo Ghoul. But let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and look at chapter 178 right now. This one, this title, the title of this chapter, excuse me, is titled White and Rabbit. White and Rabbit. So I don't know, is this going to be focused on Toka and Kaneki? Like Kaneki, has white hair. Rabbit, that's kind of like the title that Toka was given to, as a ghoul. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, before we begin this, let me answer Neko's question. Now, here's the question. With Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul Re, who has suffered more, Kaneki or us, the readers? Well, probably Kaneki's life. I mean, we're just reading his life, There probably are certain aspects in which we don't like and probably which actually scar us, from seeing our boy, being treated in this way. But Kaneki's the actual one dealing with these problems. So I would say Kaneki. But you could also say both have suffered equally. But anyway, all right, so let's go ahead. Chapter 178, let's see. Now, this is the chapter I heard that not many people were quite fond of. But let me see. I'm going to make my judgment on this. So, here we go. The name of this beautiful toxin is still White and Rabbit. And there's that same flower again. There is that same flower. I really want to know the name of this flower. Yeah, because that's that same flower. That flower keeps on popping up. That symbolism, man. All right, so the name of this toxin is still The Last Moments with Rize. Oh, wow, Kaneki did kill her. Wow. All right. Thump, 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 thump. Stagger. So Kaneki's getting up. Always. Oh, did Rize just spoke to Kaneki? Oh, you have that. Okay, you have that flower. The thing that Rize was in. It's like melting or something. Looks like it's oozing. Yeah. What the hell's going on? So it's okay. So it's finally crumbling down. Kaneki-san. Oh, jeez. Yo, that guy. Oh, jeez. I just clicked the next page, page 7. This guy got sliced in 3s in the face. Oh, jeez. Dragon. Our world. It's going to kind of suck because when the anime eventually gets to this, if it does in fact get to this, this stuff is going to be censored up the butthole. Oh, man. Okay, so the CCG investigators see. Oh, is that Eto? Yeah, I think that's Eto. There's Ape. Such a pain, right, Yomo-kun? It's okay. Rest, Como. Shit. Attention, all personnel. I think that's Furuta. Yeah, that's Furuta. So Furuta's down. Commence retreat. Only 10. Wait. There's Fairy Girl. Psycho-chan. Wait, that isn't that Psycho John? Wasn't did she get healed? Did she? I don't remember her getting healed. I thought she was still in the hospital bed, like literally growing a horn out of her head. Like I thought she was going into full unicorn mode right now. I don't. Okay, never mind. All right, I don't know. Correct me in the comments down below if that was shown already. Either I'm just really forgetting right now because it's been a while since I've reacted to a chapter of Tokyo Ghoul, but I thought she was in the hospital bed. Is that is Psycho, isn't it? Anyway, only 10% of the enemy force remains. Minus the pursuit squad, everyone is to cease combat. Okay. Attend to and protect the wounded. I repeat. Cease combat. And there's Hide right there. Hide's looking out in the mist. That flower now has crumbled down. So Kaneki did what he had to do. He actually stopped this thing from happening. Ayato-kun, return. Well, I mean, the thing did happen, but you know what I meant. Stopped it from evolving necessarily and consuming the city. Return. Okay. Oh, he slided down. Oh, man. Oh, he's going to get stuck. Oh, man, he's going to get consumed by this shit, man. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, look, there's his body. Ooh. Okay. He literally was swallowed up by this shit. Okay, so, hey, Kaneki-san, he's reaching for the light. Hey, Kaneki-san, I've always been watching you. Yep, Toka. So, yes, this is a chapter dedicated to Toka and Kaneki. Toka's looking out. Miss Maman. No, okay, so that's Psycho. Who? Okay, no. Yes, that is Psycho. That is Psycho. Still in bed. Okay, so who was it? That looked like Psycho in the other panel. Okay, so that wasn't Psycho. That wasn't Psycho then. Okay, so I don't know why that looked like Psycho. I was like, wait, what? Okay, so yeah, Psycho's still in the hospital bed growing a horn out of her head. Okay, so all right. Miss Maman, I'm scared. Are you scared of waiting too? I am. Yeah, I'm terrified. So, Psycho-chan, do you want to wait together for him? Smiling, and then there's the butterfly. Is that a monarch butterfly? I think that might be a monarch butterfly. Yeah, with that warmth, they live another tomorrow. Wow. Wow. Okay, so I can get why people were saying that this chapter felt rushed a little bit. But it really wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad. I can see why people would say it was rushed and it probably didn't do much for them. But it wasn't that bad. I don't think it was that bad. Now, that looks like a monarch butterfly. I need to look this up really quick. Hold on. That butterfly right there. Yeah, that's legit a monarch butterfly. I'm pretty positive. So if we look up the symbolism of a monarch butterfly, butterflies are powerful. No, hold on. Monarch butterfly spiritual meaning. Let's look up this, okay? Monarch butterfly spiritual meaning. We're gonna have a little discussion right here, so be prepared, sit back and enjoy. Monarch butterfly spiritual meaning. Monarch butterflies are beautiful creatures. They radiate with inspiration, beauty, and tenderness, which is actually something that Kaneki has actually wanted to achieve. They fly gracefully, but silently. Watching them fly entertains our senses. Meanwhile, seeing butterflies having special significance, but monarch butterflies have deeper meaning than just being a beautiful creature. They are messengers of the spiritual and angelic world. Okay, so let's see what this is talking about. A sign from the angels. Okay, if we're like referencing, you know, a whole angel sort of meaning. I mean, at the end of Tokyo Ghoul, this is kind of, you know, it kind of seems a little bit like the ray of light sort of thing, and then Kaneki going into his full angelic form or whatever. Like his last form looks angelic. So one of the most popular signs from the angels are butterflies. Seeing a monarch butterfly is a sign from your guardian angels. They want to remind you of your presence. Your guiding celestial being sent the monarch butterfly your way as a sign that you are on the right path, and your angels are guiding you and protecting you. Okay, so let's see. It can also, hold on, I need to refresh this page because it just fucking fucked up on me. All right, so a sign of rebirth and transformation. Monarch butterflies can symbolize rebirth, change, and transformation. Therefore, seeing this beautiful creature is a significant, is a sign that you need change. You have to make the right choices in your life. You are the only one who could transform your own life. Find a new beginning and live your life as you have been reborn. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of leading it. This is kind of leading, like if we're getting this kind of symbolism with the whole monarch butterfly, because I'm just assuming that is a monarch butterfly because that's how it looks. Like if you look at the pictures, even on Google for a monarch butterfly, relating it to this butterfly right here, that's what it legit looks like. So this is kind of showing that they're most likely by the next chapter of Tokyo Ghoul Re, I would assume we might not see Kaneki. We might not see Kaneki, but it states that these monarch butterflies show a change and transformation, seeing how this beautiful creature is a sign that, you know, a certain someone needs change. You have to make the right choices in your life. You are the one who could transform your own life. Find a new beginning and live your life as you have been reborn. So Kaneki could come back, but this could also mean in the presence of his child necessarily. Like his child will carry on Kaneki's life. So maybe in this chapter of Kaneki, we probably actually got confirmation that Kaneki died. As he was legit swallowed up by this thing. But at the end goal from what we saw in this chapter was that, or from these last two chapters, was that Kaneki was actually willing to accept himself and accept the life that he has actually have lived up to this point, and willing to, you know, sacrifice himself for the betterment, a betterment for a new life, a new beginning for the people around him that he cares for, as well as, you know, the next generation for him necessarily, which would be his son or daughter or what have you, you know. So I mean, I could be looking too much into this, but I mean, there's always a reason as to why Sui Ishida is choosing to throw out butterflies and you know, flowers in his stories, because they do reference things. Now, there's also this, a sign of spiritual transformation. If you are on a spiritual path, the monarch butterfly is an important sign. It is a sign that you achieve the transformation that you seek in yourself. It is a sign that you achieved the transformation that you seek in yourself. That line right there, I mean, Kaneki accepted his change to transformation of being a ghoul. You know, he finally accepted that at the end of the story. He accepted that to Rize. So, and you are on the right path towards spiritual enlightenment. Be ambiguous, or excuse me, be ambitious and continue your path towards spiritual wisdom. Your spirit guides are close and they protect you on your path. Monarch butterfly, spiritual meaning. These beautiful colored creatures have numerous meanings. They can be a sign from your angels, spirit guides, and being. Okay, I already read this. But yeah, that's interesting. So, and I think what it looks like on page 17, when you see Toka right here, do you want to wait together for him? And then you see Psycho smile. Like, Psycho can't see, so she's not full well aware. But I think Toka, I think Toka knows kind of what happened to Kaneki. I just have a strong feeling. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a time skip in the next chapter of Tokyo Ghoul. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, and I'm not talking about like a massive time skip. I'm talking about like a few weeks later, a few days later, you know, sort of thing, you know. But yeah, with that warmth, they live another tomorrow, a new beginning. You know, Kaneki led everyone to a new beginning. Essentially, he put a stop to the threat that was facing everyone else, and it's something that he could have only done. So, yeah, honestly, I don't a bad chapter. I do see the point as to what people are making, that they, you know, are kind of 50-50 on it, because it definitely felt rushed. But and I think that's probably because people, you know, thought that the whole Furuta fight was pretty short, and then all Kaneki had to do was just get to Rize in time, just enough in order to kill her or put a stop to everything. Everyone is pretty much, you know, wrapping up here. Kaneki put a stop to everything, so everyone's retreating now, and now they're, you know, their only thing to do right now is to wait for Kaneki, but don't possibly only realize that, you know, Kaneki isn't coming out, because it looks like he was swallowed by this goo, you know, or what have you, whatever was melting from, you know, Rize. So he gets swallowed by this, and he's reaching for the light. And usually when people, you know, are you know, experiencing death, they kind of see their light flash before their very eyes, so to speak. So I find this kind of interesting. So I mean, this, yeah, I'm assuming that, you know, Kaneki probably died in this chapter. That's what I'm assuming at the very least. Hey, Kaneki-san, I've always been watching you. Now, we don't really know who exactly is saying this dialogue right here. Now, this is something to theorize as to who exactly this could be. Hey, Kaneki, I've always been watching you. I don't know if that's possibly him talking to himself or what have you, but he sees a ray of light. And yeah, that's either light flashing before his eyes or a symbol of hope. Hope for a new beginning. But this new beginning is probably something that's going to be without Kaneki. I don't know. That could be me. I don't know. This is just probably me looking too much into it, but that's how I feel about this chapter. So personally, I didn't really have too much of a problem with the chapter itself of 178. I do agree that, you know, in some parts it felt rushed. But overall, it wasn't that bad as what people were making it out to be, I personally think, because, like I said, like, when it comes to series like this in Tokyo Ghoul, you have to look into the deeper meaning in things, you know, because the way Sui Ishida writes, and this is just how he writes in a way in which, you know, it's something that's to be interpreted by the viewer, you know, or the reader. You know, it's something that doesn't necessarily get explained, you know, from the get-go. Stories are meant to be told, you know, but at the same token, you know, you want to express, you know, what these stories have. You know, people would always say, show, don't tell, you know. And the way on how Sui Ishida writes, you know, especially when it comes to a manga artist in general, it's better to show how a story progresses rather than telling every little thing about the story. Because if you were to get 100% on everything and just fully explain everything on how a story is meant to be told, you know, I don't think you would have as much as enjoyment in it is. I mean, yes, don't get me wrong. You do have to explain certain parts of a given story, you know, in order for, you know, the continuation of that story to make sense. And things do need to be explained later on by its ending. But how I'm explaining this is that Sui Ishida writes in a way in which he rather shows his audience on how exactly, you know, the story develops by simply what he puts in it, you know, and symbolizes and foreshadows with given things that happen throughout the story rather than simply telling his audience what in fact happened. Because let's just say, like, let's just say, you know, we look at these pages again, and these pages were full of dialogue, and we reach the ending, and it basically tells us that on that day, Kaneki died. You know, so so you know, we're still kind of left up in the air about that, but it kind of, you know, assumes that, you know, Kaneki is in fact dead and what have you, and you can totally get what I'm getting at here if you just really look at the deeper meaning of things. It's just a way on how Sui Ishida writes. So anyway, I've been going off on a spiel here. I'm gonna go ahead and read the comments now. But yeah, that's just personally something that I believe. When it comes down to Tokyo Ghoul, like, while it probably doesn't explain every little thing, and don't get me wrong, there are little nitpicks I have about these chapters, and I do want certain things to be explained by the ending, you know, and we're probably not going to get that despite that. While I do have that, I don't think that, you know, these chapters were particularly bad. You know, I think they're okay. I think they're okay so far. I thought they were not that bad. So, but yeah, let's see. Let me go ahead and scroll down to the chat and see what you guys are saying. Rize is a demon. What are you talking about? Oh, Usama said Rize kind of looks like an angel. I mean, I guess in that little character design, I guess I see what you're saying. That she had. Let's see. Sorry for the conversation. I'm not being rude. Toneki's dad, the next generations. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Kimi raised too many death flies for Kaneki, asking him to come back safely. Well, essentially. Yeah, I see what you're saying. The one slice hero could be inside Kaneki's head. Looks for every character that calls Kaneki Kaneki-san. Have you played Persona 5, Professor Anime, or anything Persona related? Persona games? I played Persona 3. I think that was actually the only Persona that I've actually played, Persona 3. I don't really know if Persona is a game for me or whatnot. I haven't played Persona 5. But I don't really think Persona is a game for me. It's just something not for me, because I tried to play Persona 3. It was cool, you know, but I don't know. I just kind of fell off it. I really did, to be honest with you. So yeah, probably just not for me. Maybe I need to get you know, into Persona 5 eventually and see how that plays out. But I don't know. I'm just not the biggest fan of Persona personally. So not that I have a problem with it. It's just simply not a game for me. It feels like so. For what we see in Parasite, anime can produce emotional cough, cough, cough scenes, so I don't think it would be that hard for Betty Up. She was with Toka in the hospital. It's going to be adopted as an individual. Okay, so this is just a conversation between you two. All right. I heard that the anime was banned. The Persona 5 anime, I'm assuming you're talking about. I heard that it was okay from fans who have read, or excuse me, who have played the game. And you know, when usually an anime or when a game gets an anime adaptation, it's not going to be most of the time the same thing as the exact game, because games are expansive. Animes are kind of straightforward to the point, you know. Especially on how certain anime are created nowadays with only 12 episodes. So you can't really expect, you know, to have everything, you know, the exact way from a game. So I just think regarding certain fans of the games of Persona 5, they don't really like the Persona 5 anime as much, simply because they left out a lot of context in the characters and story, most likely. But then again, I haven't played Persona 5, so I have no idea. But yeah. So I think I'm gonna end the stream here, everyone, because I'm pretty much done talking about these chapters of Tokyo Ghoul Re. these were pretty entertaining chapters, I'm not going to lie. I didn't think they were too bad. The story at, these past few chapters, of course, felt a bit rushed, but we can even say that about the whole Furita situation that went down with Kaneki, with that ending pretty soon. So I don't know. We just have to see, what's in store for us for the finale, and hopefully we get a little bit longer of a chapter when it comes down to the final chapter of Tokyo Ghoul Re. But yeah, I didn't really think they were that bad as everyone made them out to be. I just think really, regarding these chapters, you have to look at it at a certain way, to fully understand the context as to what Sui Ishida is trying to tell, his audience. But that's just me. But yeah, I think I'm going to end it right here, guys. So thank you very much for joining. I actually got some stuff that I need to do later today as well. So be sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed. Hit that red subscribe button down below if you want to support me and the content that I'm going to post in the future. When this video does get processed, let me know in the comments down below how you all felt about these chapters of Tokyo Ghoul. Like, basically, let me know how you felt about each chapter. So list the chapter number and then explain your reasoning as to what you liked and what you disliked, and then the other two chapters that we have discussed. So try to leave me a comment for chapter 176, 177, and 178. And what are you expecting when it comes down to the ending of Tokyo Ghoul Re? How do you want Tokyo Ghoul Re to end? So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you very much for joining me once again, guys. I know it's been a while since I've done a Tokyo Ghoul Re reaction, but hopefully this was entertaining for you guys. So with that said, hopefully you all enjoyed. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out. Thanks for watching.